Hey, what's up, guys? This is Murnighan, aka Concrete. Just stepped off stage at the Michigan about 2 weeks ago, taking first in the men's heavyweight division. Stage weight of about 203. Got roughly around 247 this off season, so I took a pretty dramatic cut. Today we just came into Total Fitness Center, Michigan Barbell here to thrash out some back. Took it kind of light, took it easy, fast, just trying to break back into a routine here before we start getting back in some heavy weights, planning on getting some size put back on for next year and competing out there at the North Americans 2015.
Okay, so you trained back today, bud. Go ahead and take us through your workout and what you like about it.
Sure. Always go ahead and start with a pull down. So today we went ahead and started with the wide grip D handle pull downs. I felt when I switched the handles to the D handles, I started engaging a little bit more of the upper lat than using just the wide bar. So we went through 4 sets and then just went ahead and did a drop set at the end to pump a bunch of blood in there. Like I said, we're just trying to avoid injury here. So the more blood I can get in there, the more flexibility, the more volume and weight I can move a little bit later on in the exercises. So then we went over to Michigan Barbell and got into some T-bar rows. Was feeling strong at that point in time, so I believe we went up to 6 plates on the T-bar rows, maybe only 6 reps or so. But it just does help me build a lot of thickness in the back, which seems to be a strong point whenever I hit back movements. From there, we came back over to Total Fitness and engaged the hammer strength low row machine. Went up to 4 plates a side on there, and just trying to develop a little more lower lat tie-in to help with the V taper, because I do carry a pretty small waist once I get dieted down on stage. And then there, I noticed in my pictures from the Michigan, I needed to develop a little more upper back thickness. So we went over to the seated rows with the D handles, the wide grip, and once again, did those at a higher angle to engage the traps, rear deltoids, the upper rhomboid area.
Okay. Now, it was a very close show for you, man.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Yeah, right.
People thought you had it, but the light heavy ended up winning.
Yeah, Clarence Tyler ended up taking it. Congratulations to Clarence. I never frown upon anybody taking a title. I mean, the judging was there. What's fair is fair. Yeah, very controversial, I will say that, but I'm not one to go ahead and put everybody's business out there. I came in my peak conditioning. I thought I looked phenomenal. I competed last year at Grand Rapids at a stage weight of 205 and was soft as butter. So for me to come in this year at 203 and really nail my conditioning was great to me. So, in my opinion, what I feel is that go ahead and take some time off here, and I'll throw another 5 pounds on, because you figure at 203, I'm sitting at the bottom end of the heavyweights. So I got tons and tons of room to grow. And I'm 32 years old at this point in time, so I'm starting to hit some good muscle maturity, some good muscle density. So, it'll be a while before I hit the super heavyweight stage, but I mean, all that room to grow in the heavyweights. I think I put on about 13 pounds of lean mass in between Grand Rapids and Michigan. If I can have another successful off season like that, get on stage, then there should be no controversy at that point in time, But once again, you never know who's going to show up. You never do.
What was your diet like during your off season? But what did you do to try and add mass and stuff?
Yeah, I worked with CJ Jackson this off season, and he's a big fan of John Kiefer's carb backloading program. And I got to be honest with you, when I first sat down and looked at the carb backloading program, eating Krispy Kremes post workouts and Fruity Pebbles before bed, I thought he was out of his mind. But I can't argue with results. Looking at 13 pounds of lean mass going in between shows, it seems to be quite an effective way. So that's what I did. I mean, I won't disclose full diet here, because that was, my trade, and I don't want to see other people make those kind of gains like I did. But, I think I'm going to get back into the carb loading program here again and see what it did. The only thing that was a little difficult for me was to make a cut from 247 to 203. I think I need to moderate the carbs just a little bit more this off season so I don't get too out of condition. But I will. Yeah, but I will tell you, well, that's what's funny about carb backloading is it's not clean at all. There's no cleanness about it. And I tell you what, it makes life a little bit more enjoyable to know that you're taking in enjoyable foods but still putting on some kind of lean mass. But I'd like to stick around a more desirable weight. I came at 247 with abs last year, but it doesn't mean that the rest of my body didn't develop a bunch of fat everywhere else.
So North America is 2015?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't fool myself by any way, shape, or form. I definitely keep track on the sport here. I watch who's coming and who's going. And I'll tell you what, man, we got a serious year of competitors coming up. And it's going to be hard for each and every person to step up there in any of these national level shows this year. So for me, knowing I only weighed in at 203, I do look back at like Phil Heath, who turned pro at like 208. You know, it's not impossible at that point in time. But like I said, I saw some glaring faults in myself here at the Michigan. And those are things I want to work on this year. And I do feel like I have a pretty good physique. I felt like I brought some pretty good conditioning. I really started to develop my legs this year. And the guy that I'm training with, Erskine Presley now, I mean, that dude put on some mammoth wheels in 1 year. So I'm going to go ahead and follow his protocol this year on the wheels and see if I can't put on some serious size like he did. You know, and then obviously just work on all the other spots, you know, try to keep everything up to par and make everything grow just a little bit more. And, you know, I think you're foolish if you go to North Americans and expect to walk away with a pro card, but I don't think you're foolish to go in there and expect a top 5 placement or see where you stand against the guys in the nation, you know.
Good deal. How did you get into the industry, Butter? What drove you into the sport? What did you like?
You know what? I was a junior in high school, and I was above in my credits at that point in time, and we offered a weights class as an elective. And I took it twice a day. You know, I was not mad about it at all. I got to go lift weights twice a day, and I started getting with some guys that were real big into the industry, even in the high school realm. They knew a lot about static holds and the partial movements, and I started incorporating a lot of this, and I really found a good release of myself, and I became very knowledgeable. I'm one of those individuals that once I start to engage into something, I kind of take it full kill. Everything I can do, I learn everything I can, not only because do I want to be able to help people down the road, I want to know what I'm doing to my body each and every day too, that I can help my self-benefit at the end. So as I watch myself grow, you know, I decided to join the military, and I tell you what, that burnt every last pound of muscle I had off me. Super lean, but made no more gains. And then I did landscaping for a few years, and the same thing. Every year I lose all my gains being out in the hot, sweltering heat. So this year my girlfriend decided to go ahead and give me the time off to prep, and I kept all my gains, made significant gains at that. So I know I have the ability. It's just a matter of applying it and just moving forward here and seeing what next year brings for sure.
Okay, anyone you like to thank, buddy?
Oh man, the list is long and distinguished here, but definitely my girlfriend. She's definitely the #1 supporter here. She puts everything in my court. She supports me 100%, financially, morally. You know, she loves everything that I do. In return, you know, I kind of bring in her in here and I train her. Erskine Presley, my training partner, he pushes me through each and every barrier every single day. CJ Jackson, obviously my nutritionist and my coach there, he's pretty good. He mentors me and makes sure that I'm on track. Definitely a big shout out to Total Fitness Center and Michigan Barbell. My sponsors, Athletic Extreme and Further From Falling and Team Juggernaut. Like I said, the list is really long, and if I forgot anybody, I apologize. But you guys all as a team have really helped develop me this year, and I thank each and every one of you for sure.
Okay, well, good luck with your off season, bud. We'll check in with you next year as you get ready for North America.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thanks a lot, bud.
Yep.